History is not just a list of dates or names. It is shaped by moments. Moments when the path forward could have gone in many directions, but instead took one that changed everything. Sometimes these moments arrive suddenly. Other times, they unfold quietly over generations. Together, they form the turning points that shape the world we live in today. Long before cities, borders, or written language existed, humans lived by hunting and gathering. Survival depended on movement, cooperation, and knowledge of the land. Life was unpredictable, and communities remained small. Everything changed when humans learned to grow their own food. By cultivating crops and domesticating animals, people no longer needed to follow food sources across vast distances. They could settle, build permanent homes, and support larger populations. Food surpluses allowed some individuals to focus on roles beyond survival, such as craftsmanship, leadership, and trade. This shift quietly transformed human existence. Villages became towns, towns became cities, civilizations were born. As societies grew more complex, memory alone was no longer enough to manage laws, trade, and culture. Human knowledge needed a way to last beyond a single lifetime. Writing made that possible. With written records, ideas could be preserved, shared, and improved over generations. Laws became stable. Stories became history. Knowledge could travel farther and last longer than ever before. Writing did more than record history. It allowed humanity to learn from its past and build toward the future. Great civilizations rose on the strength of organization, innovation, and power. But no empire lasts forever. When powerful empires collapsed, they left behind more than ruins. Borders shifted, systems of government broke apart, cultures blended or vanished. Periods of uncertainty followed, but so did adaptation and change. From the remains of fallen powers, new societies emerged. These moments of collapse reshaped the world just as profoundly as moments of creation. For centuries, large parts of the world existed unaware of one another. Oceans and distance kept civilizations apart. That isolation ended when humans began to push beyond familiar horizons. Exploration connected distant continents, reshaping trade, culture, and knowledge. New foods, technologies, and ideas spread across the globe. The world became more interconnected than ever before. But these encounters also brought suffering. Entire populations were displaced, exploited, or destroyed. The effects of this turning point still echo through global relationships today. Few changes altered daily life as dramatically as the rise of machines. Work that once took hours of manual labor could now be done in moments. People left farms for factories. Cities expanded rapidly, reshaping how humans lived, worked, and thought about time. Technology began to move faster than society itself, pulling the world into a new age of production, innovation, and progress. Modern life as we know it emerged from this transformation. The modern era brought conflict on a scale humanity had never seen before. Wars involved entire nations and civilian populations. New weapons increased destruction beyond imagination. These conflicts reshaped political power, ended long-standing empires, and redrew the map of the world. They also forced humanity to confront the cost of war and the need for cooperation. From devastation came efforts to build a more stable global order, efforts that continue to evolve today. In recent decades, another turning point has unfolded, one that is still shaping the future. Digital technology has transformed how humans communicate, learn, work, and share information. Distance no longer limits connection. Knowledge travels instantly. Voices once unheard can now reach across the world. History is no longer just written by a few.
It is created and shared by many in real time. The story of humanity is shaped by moments when everything changes. Some are born from invention, others from conflict, many from human choice. The future will bring its own turning points. And one day, people may look back on this moment and ask whether it was one of them. Every turning point in history begins with people, ordinary individuals making choices without knowing how far the consequences will reach. Some decisions are made in moments of fear, others in hope. Many are made simply to survive. Yet over time, these choices accumulate, shaping societies in ways no one could have predicted. Belief systems have also played a powerful role in shaping the world. Shared ideas about meaning, morality, and purpose helped unite communities and guide behavior. They influenced laws, inspired art, and justified both peace and conflict. When beliefs spread across regions, they connected people through shared identity. When beliefs clashed, they fueled division and war. In both cases, they left permanent marks on human history. Scientific discovery became another powerful force of change. Each breakthrough challenged old assumptions about the universe, the body, and the natural world. With new knowledge came new tools and new responsibilities. Advances in medicine extended human life. Advances in science reshaped how people understood their place in the universe. Progress offered opportunity, but it also demanded wisdom. Social movements pushed history forward in quieter but equally powerful ways. Voices once ignored demanded recognition. Long-standing systems were questioned. Traditions were challenged. Change rarely came easily. It was resisted, delayed, and often paid for through sacrifice. But over time, these movements reshaped laws, cultures, and expectations, expanding the definition of who mattered and whose voices were heard. Technology continued to accelerate the pace of change. What once took generations could now happen in decades. Innovation spread faster than societies could adapt. This speed transformed human experience. Communication became instant, information became endless, attention became divided. The world grew smaller, louder, and more connected than ever before. Yet with every advancement came new questions. How much change is too much? Who benefits from progress, and who is left behind? History shows that turning points are rarely clear in the moment. People living through them often feel uncertainty rather than significance. Only with distance does the full impact become visible. What seems ordinary today may become extraordinary tomorrow. The story of history is not finished. It continues with every choice, every idea, and every action taken in the present. Future generations will study this era just as we study the past. They will search for the moments when the direction shifted, when the world became something new. History's greatest turning points remind us that change is constant and the future is never fixed. It is shaped by people, by decisions, and by moments that begin quietly and echo forever.